Hello prospective New Year 12s. Hope you are having a lovely long summer and not working too hard. We are going to introduce you to English language A-level. We are probably going to cringe a little bit. I say we, but Mrs. Armstrong's sitting there in silence waiting for me to finish talking politely.
Yeah, Miss Murphy had to go first. We've never had to sit and record something. We are together in the same room, so it feels more like a proper induction. You would get both of us as a duo.
Absolutely.
If we were in school.
Yeah, so excuse us while we get a little bit self-conscious occasionally, but we thought we wanted for you to get to know us a little bit. So welcome.
Welcome. Let's go. Right, first we're going to get you to watch a video clip. You may have seen this before. It was on Comic Relief several years ago. You, I imagine, will recognise them straight away. We're looking at Catherine Tate's character of Lauren and David Tennant, who plays her new English teacher.
Absolutely. If you're not a Doctor Who fan, my apologies, but this clip is so rich in stuff that we want to be able to discuss with you that's why we've gone for it.
We often watch video clips from Catherine Tate for different things. She's very good at character portrayal.
Yeah, you'll notice with most comedians actually that they have a really good understanding and grasp of language and formality and what's appropriate and how sounds work and why things are funny, and most of them in fact seem to have done some kind of English degree or further education.
Yeah, you'll notice that we use video clips a lot when we teach. We haven't gone straight in with this is what the course looks like, because quite frankly that's quite boring for us, and English language is not boring.
No, indeed, and we love it actually. I am a super nerd. Mrs. Armstrong is as much of a nerd probably, but hides it better. So we're going to introduce you to a few terms today. We're not going to overload you with terminology, but these ones you will need for this clip. So we want you to pay attention on the shift in authority or power. You'll do language and power as part of the course between Lauren and the English teacher. You want to take address terms?
Yeah, we hope that you might already have come across address terms at some point during the GCSE years. If not, we've put in there for you to have a little Google of a definition that might help you. But just in the same way that you address us as Miss Murphy and Mrs. Armstrong, and we would address you by your first name most likely, or maybe by a nickname as we get to know you, look at the way that they actually address one another in the classroom. In particular, the changing with Lauren and the way she addresses her teacher.
Absolutely. Paralinguistic features are, I mean, they vary from person to person, but they seem to be a bit of a universal language. You might have heard it called non-verbal communication or NVC, or usually it's called body language, but the term that we'd like you to get used to using and spelling, in fact, because it's quite long, is paralinguistic features. And you can tell an awful lot about what somebody's thinking and feeling by not just the verbal language that they use, but the body language as well.
And whilst we're saying all of this, Miss Murphy and I are gesticulating with our hands because
they can't see
English teachers in particular seem to use our hands all the time to speak.
Yeah,
we don't
absolutely.
ever really stand with our arms crossed still. We sit on tables and move around, so we are walking examples of paralinguistic features. And the next one is code switching, which again is a term you might not have come across before, so we've given you the little definition here on the slide, where you change the formality of your speech suiting the situation, the context, who you're talking to. Sometimes you potentially code switch talking to exactly the same person, like you've got here with Lauren and her teacher. It's not always different people, it's the same person, but your formality adapts depending on the kind of navigation that this conversation ends up taking.
Yeah, and this is something that you're going to need just for life generally, because if you know the council tax take over £1,000 out of your account and you wanted to pay it monthly, £100 a month, and you've got to deal with them on the phone, if you phone them and say, "Oi, bruv," they're gonna,
"You took me money."
Yeah, where's my money? Give it back. They're not gonna necessarily take you as seriously as if you say, "Hello, I believe there's been some kind of mistake. You've taken all of this money out of my account, blah de blah de blah." Get used to the really bad impressions, accents, and misuse of slang. you will need to educate us with the slang as
Yeah,
well.
we don't do well with slang. Our year 12s in the current class are very good at educating us on up-to-date terms because we's old.
We is old, innit?
Yeah.
We is old, bro. We is old as the hills.
Right, you've got a 6-minute clip to watch that's going to take up loads of time, so we will leave you to enjoy. If for any reason it doesn't work like planned, you can always find it on YouTube. Like we said,
Yeah.
It is Catherine Tate as Lauren and David Tennant as her teacher. So off you go, enjoy, take notes.
Yeah. I can't believe we've got double English. English is well dry. I don't see what's so great about reading anyways. No, reading's for losers. Isn't it though? At least we've got a new teacher today. Yeah, right, that'll be a laugh, won't it?
Morning.
Alright.
As I'm sure you're aware, my name is Mr. Logan. I'm your new English teacher. Nice to meet you all. Hope you're all ready to get to grips with some Elizabethan literature. Let's all turn to page 53 in our poetry textbooks. I think we'll dive straight in with the bard himself.
Sir?
Yeah.
Are you English, sir?
No, I'm Scottish.
So you ain't English then?
No, I'm British.
So you ain't English then?
No, I'm not, but as you can see, I do speak English.
But I can't understand what you're saying, sir.
Well, clearly you can.
Sorry, are you talking Scottish now?
No, I'm talking English.
Right. Don't sound like it.
Okay, whatever you want. Now, let's get on with Shakespeare.
I don't think you're qualified to teach us English.
I am perfectly qualified to teach English.
I don't think you are, though.
You don't have to be English to teach it.
Right. Have we got double English or double Scottish?
Is your name Lauren Cooper by any chance?
Yeah. Why?
Your reputation precedes you.
And it is?
So, Shakespeare's sonnets.
Sir?
A sonnet is a poem
Sir?
written in 14 lines, the last two of which must form a rhyming couplet.
Sir?
Yes, Lauren.
Can I ask you a question?
Not just now.
Can I ask you a question now?
Just wait.
Can I just ask you a question? I only want to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? I'm just asking you a question. Can I ask you a question?
What is it?
Are you the doctor?
Doctor Who? I don't know what you're talking about.
You look like Doctor Who, though.
I'm not Doctor Who, I'm your English teacher.
I don't think you are, though.
Lauren.
I think you're a 945-year-old Time Lord.
Listen,
Did you just pitch up from Mars?
don't be ridiculous.
You know your house, right?
What?
You know your house?
Yeah,
Is it bigger on the inside?
be quiet.
If you park the TARDIS on a meter?
Can we please get back to Shakespeare? Thank you. So,
Fancy Billy Piper, sir?
right. You are the most insolent child I've ever had the misfortune to teach.
Thank you.
You're pointless, repetitious, and extremely dull.
Bit like Shakespeare.
You're not even worthy to mention his name. William Shakespeare was a genius. You, little madam, are definitely not. Now just sit there, keep your mouth shut, or I will fail you in this whole module right now.
I bothered. I bothered, forsooth.
Lauren,
Look at my face.
I don't...
Look at my face.
Stop it.
Is this the bothered face that's before there?
Right, I'm calling your parents.
Are you disrespecting the House of Cooper? Art thou calling my mother a pox-ridden wench?
Enough.
Art thou calling my father a goodly rotten apple?
Lauren.
But he ain't even a goodly rotten apple.
Listen to me.
But he ain't even a goodly rotten apple,
That's
though.
enough.
Face it.
Lauren.
Bothered.
Lauren,
Look at him.
enough.
Look at him.
Stop.
My
That's
liege,
it.
my liege,
Enough.
my
Stop.
liege, my liege.
Enough.
Bothered. Face
Enough.
it, bothered. You
No.
take the high road and
That's
I'll
it.
take the low road. I ain't even bothered. Bothered, face, bothered, I ain't even bothered, my liege. I be not bothered. Forsooth, I do not bother Ed. Face bothered, I didn't bother. Face bothered, Shakespeare's sonnets, I ain't even bothered. My mistress' eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hair be wires, black wires grow on her head. I have seen roses damask red and white, but no such roses see I in her cheeks. And in some perfume is there more delight than in the breath that from my mistress reeks. I love to hear her speak, yet well I know that music have a far more pleasing sound. I grant I never saw a goddess go. My mistress when she walks treads on the ground, and yet by heaven I think my love as rare as any she belies with false compare. Bite me, alien boy!
That's better. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
We're having a laugh about how lacking in knowledge we are with technology.
Yeah,
It's
if you
horrible.
can hear smiles in our voices, it's because we've just had a good laugh about the fact that we started talking and weren't recording. So, what's first on that list? Was it address terms?
It wasn't. The first one was, because I did address terms.
Paralinguistic features?
No, that was the third point.
What was the first one? No, it was because they had the bullet point saying they had to discuss the shift in power.
Oh, it was power.
Yeah,
sorry.
so how these things...
So you get real life classroom experience through a screen
Brilliant,
right now.
brilliant. Right, so address terms. Now, we've got a few written down on our piece of paper. Sir, sir, sir. And then my liege, my liege, my liege, and alien boy. And then we go back to bite the alien boy. No, we go back to sir at the end there. So we almost go full circle. So at the beginning, she's kind of, sorry, I'm just going to talk. You chip in whenever you want to. At the beginning, she's kind of showing some kind of mock version of respect. We see from hers and her friend's body language that, see how things interplay, like you can't just talk about one thing. They're sitting back and they're not really interested. He comes in and she starts with the sir, 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 like she's going to show him respect, but we know she's not really. And then she moves on to my liege when she is starting to properly act up. Now, my liege is a bit like my lord. So if you think about medieval times and people referring to others much higher up the scale, the social hierarchy than they were. She calls him my liege because it's so completely ridiculous that she's making fun of him by going to extremes, essentially.
You can probably imagine what that would be like if you tried to say that to one of your teachers that you've had in the past that you didn't maybe get along with so well.
Yeah, especially one that you might be having confrontation with.
You called them lord or lady.
I call Lady Murphy all the time. I don't know about you.
No, I've never had a Lady Armstrong. I get mum quite often.
So, yeah, I think we all do that. So then alien boy, bite me alien boy, is equally as ridiculous, but she's not even trying to cover up how offensive she's being at this point. She's just out and out.
Yeah, how hard, like awkward she's trying to make his life as a new teacher in their classroom is obvious now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's already pointed out that he knows her name and that he was expecting trouble.
Yeah, well,
she's just playing up to it.
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
just takes it as a compliment.
Yeah, her reputation precedes her, so to speak. And then she goes back to Sir. Now, for him, obviously he knows her name, but he refers to her as a little madam. You, little madam. And that, from a teacher's perspective, feels a little far.
It feels like what I would say to my own children
Mm.
if I was really being offensive.
Really cross with them.
Yeah, it's not that far away from saying you're a brat.
Mm. So I don't know about you. I feel like he crosses a line there. I feel like he kind of loses the argument. You know,
And he loses
she's
the control.
absolutely. There is something else that happens though where he loses control, and it's to do with his paralinguistic features. So at the beginning, he's kind of sitting nicely on his desk.
Holding his book, yeah.
Yeah. And then when she starts to get under his skin, I don't know if you want to go back and look at it again, but he launches himself forward off of the desk.
Pointing his finger in her
Pointing
face.
his finger, absolutely. Now, again, from a teacher's perspective, we don't get in students' faces.
And finger pointing is strongly advised against.
It's very aggressive.
In all walks
So-
of life, it's offensive.
We feel like he's not entirely being professional, and that actually out of that interaction, she comes out the best because she's a kid. Obviously, she's not. Catherine Tate's older than me, but at this,
He's very
character in this
convincing at playing
is-
a mid-teen.
Yes, absolutely. So he's the one that kind of, you know, struggles with keeping authority there. And you'll notice that the code switching, so the changing the way the language is used for different purposes, ties very closely in with the address terms.
And her levels of sarcasm to control in
Yeah.
that scenario, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I can't imagine many of you would sit and be able to openly quote Shakespeare in the way that she does, with quite a sarcastic
And when she
tone.
does that, she's kind of saying, look, you've got me down as being thick because I don't behave myself, but actually, I probably can quote Shakespeare better than you can.
And probably can do better with it than most of the other people sat around the room just because they're behaving.
Definitely, absolutely. So at the beginning, it's all very informal, but she still uses sir. When she goes into the mock Shakespearean, where she's showing herself up a bit, I think, personally, and she starts with the my liege, because Shakespeare obviously is, you know, 16th century.
And he takes on, how dare you even speak his name?
I know. Oh, it's so cringe. So cringe. Yeah, when she starts that mock Shakespearean, she kind of shows herself up to be a bit of an idiot, I think, personally. But she claws that back when she goes into the real Shakespeare. So her code switching, in the same way that the address terms kind of follow a circle, the code switching kind of does it too, because she starts and ends with that really informal language. And she takes him on this journey through, look, you've judged me, but I'll show you how clever I can be. And actually, by the end of it, the ultimate thing is that he underestimates her and her ability.
And makes himself look stupid in the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we pointed out they ruin it a little bit with the whole Doctor Who stuff, but it
Yeah,
was
right at the end.
it
we
was
feel
comic
like it's a bit
relief,
much,
so,
yeah, it's
yeah.
supposed to be cheesy. So,
Tell us if you have other ideas.
yeah, we'd love to hear what you think, actually.
Yeah, if you are definitely thinking of studying English language and that's why you're choosing to watch this transition video, email us. Say you've had a think and this was what you picked up on, or does this work?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, if you decide that you want to take English language, just generally YouTube is,
Filled with
yeah, there's a plethora of
Was it
of
Vanity
interesting
Fair
stuff.
that we?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have a look at Vanity Fair, you can find
so
all
much.
sorts of celebrities from all over the world talking about their language and their accent and their dialect from where they're from, and it is
Yeah.
fascinating to watch, especially as somebody. I cannot do accents, I am terrible at them. Like Miss Murphy said, we do try, she's better than I am at them.
Yeah, I don't always get it right though. When I'm in the moment and I feel it, you know, I can taste it on the wind, it's better. This feels a little bit kind of synthetic because we're sitting in my dining room
In front of a laptop.
in ridiculous humidity with a fan on behind us. So I don't want to spoil any illusions that you may have after this, that there isn't any reading involved in English language. We do actually read texts too, but we...
Spoken language is as important. It's often that it's put on as a transcript, so
Yeah.
we're reading spoken language, not always watching a video of it.
Absolutely. We wanted to give you something that was a little bit different to some of the other stuff that you might associate with English.
Yeah, and then we've got a couple of little tasks now to fill your 20 minutes. It's exactly the same as what we did last year, I'm still gesticulating with my hand, like you can see me.
I was making circles earlier on.
So have a look at just a couple of little bits where you're going to identify purpose, audience and form, which should be things that you are still familiar with from GCSE, but you might have called them something slightly different, but they should feel, I imagine that you should feel like it's something simple, but there's a lot that can be had from it. So we're going to have a look at a couple. Right, we think we're done. We haven't got even any idea how long
The
this lasts.
funniest bit, right, is at the end. Well, when you decide you're going to record on the slide, it does this countdown, 3, 2, 1. So we're talking. Oh, the number 3's there. So we're both sitting here, complete silence, with our arms down, waiting for it to count down, so that
Like
we
you
can say,
can also see us.
yeah,
when you can't.
yeah. Like I don't know. Maybe we're presenters. Maybe we could be the new Ant and Dec.
I'm still waving my gesticulating hand around. I wish you could see us.
But anyway,
You will see us in September if
You
you don't
will.
already know us anyway.
absolutely. And it's been an absolute pleasure seeing you today. No, obviously not.
It is sad we can't see you. We
Yeah.
enjoy doing the transition bit because it means that we actually get to meet you beforehand and see what different things you might come up with, talk to you actually about the course rather than just giving you boring information.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
So our emails will be at the end of this PowerPoint, and if you've got any questions, please just give us a shout. We're quite happy to converse via email, especially at the
Definitely.
moment where that's all everybody's really got.
Absolutely.
And we're looking forward to meeting some of you.
As soon as we can get back in school. Yeah.
Indeed, I was
We
going to
are
say
desperate to
September,
get
but
back.
whenever.
Yeah.
Whenever we see you, we will see you, and that'll be lovely.
And yeah, make sure if you are 100% going to be committed to picking this in September, obviously results based, but that you have a look at our summer milestone work.
Yeah.
Because you cannot come to the course in September without it, and we've tried to set you stuff that you will get something really useful out of, but hopefully also enjoy at the same time.
I'm waving.
We are waving.
We are waving. Too far? Maybe too far.
Right, farewell, year 11 into 12s. And we shall hopefully meet you
Good
soon.
luck for results day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.